Okay, for me, I want to show you the keys. I picked the key from my object. This one.
This one, okay.
Okay.
Lock and key. Yes.
Yeah, lock and key.
Okay.
Okay. This. Okay. So I wonder like how people think about to lock things. Like why do we need to lock things? Lock the door, lock everything, lock the heap. What is it called in English?
That's like a treasure chest or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, a chest. So I'm looking about the history. Sorry. Okay. Because it's my interesting, right? I cannot avoid to skip this history. So I look back into the history. So in India, before they use crocodiles to lock the door. I mean, to be a security guard in a room. Like you can see in this picture. Okay, maybe not clear enough. Oh, see this? They will use the crocodiles like this. So I think it's very interesting because why do we need to lock things? Okay. And then in Egypt, I don't know about the time though, but I feel that I found a book in YouTube. They say that this is the very first one. Yeah, I didn't have a book with me, but I found the book. They showed the book, the example of the book, and this is the lock in Egypt. That we use. Okay.
Oh wow.
They will have like a pin, a lock pin, and this you have to have a stick here that have a nail, I think, that to push a specific fence to lift it up, and then you can open the door like this. They use the gravity, and the materials they use wood. Yeah, here's more clear picture about that, and here's the example. And then come to this they use lock key in the castle. There's more in the Gothic period, Gothic design. You can see that there's more like a decoration, and something like that, something Gothic, like decoration. And
are you sure?
I'm not sure, but yeah, but there's one interesting about the keys. I found out that they say the key is not developed too much if compared to another technology, because there's some point where they use the key, right? And then, I mean, the technique of locked, I mean, the way they locked, still the same, but the design is just developed. I mean, the system of the key is still locked. I mean, it's still freezing. It's not developed too much. And this is the lock that I guess is the very first one from China that bring to Thailand. So Thailand is not actually produce a lock keys, and with the technology lock and keys like this, they're import from other countries. But it's very long time ago. Even though in Glon like this, they also mention about the keys here. สะกดทับจับพลทั้งปลุกผีผูกพยนต์ฤทธีกำแพงหารปัทมังกำบังอะไรตนบางตนทนนานสะเดาะดานโซ่กุญแจประจักษ์ใจ here this word then puts this technology in the art language already so must be a very long time ago they say actually it's come with soul right and I think soul would come first change and then the keys I mean it might become together like right at that time.
And what period was Kun Chang?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't check about. It must be like I don't know, over 100 years ago. Yes, must be over 100 years ago. About that.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I'm looking that up.
แป๊บหนึ่งนะ
Yeah. Okay. But
Okay. 100 years ago,
oh really?
it was launched at 2460 Buddhist year. So it could like 100 years ago. 100 years ago.
Yeah. 100 years ago. And then I found that okay. But I found one more information about the Thai culture and the locks keys like this. It says that for the locks and this technology keys, the higher level of people only can use it. I mean, can afford to buy these things, you know, in the rich people can have it only. And because it's so expensive and right at that time Thai people are not really have that much a treasure in their house, you know. They just only have like family food, something like that, and some of the a tool for cooks, you know, equipment, something like that for a living. They work as a farm, as some maybe slave before that, right? As a slave. So it doesn't make sense for Thai people to carry this and to have this at their house and then to lock their house or lock their treasure chest, something like that. Before that, normal Thai people they will pick some of their treasure in the pot, you know, and they put the pot underground and cover it with the soil like that. ถมดินไว้ yes. Yeah. But for this, they only have like rich people who have it only. But before that, you know, I think that they use a dog or neighbor to be a security for them, for their house, you know, like and right back and at that time, I think Thai people are more kindly and more friendly. You know, they don't have any fence in their house. You know, ใต้ถุนบ้าน you can run through every house like that. So the lock key is very for our higher people to have it like this, like Kun Chan Kun Pan as well.
But to me it's interesting that Kun Chang Kun Pan, it depends on when it was written too, right? Like are we referring to, like, can you visualize Lan Na kingdom? Does it have a lock and key, or what we mean by lock and key? And if you think that if it was a recent invention of 100 or 200 years ago, what does it mean by lock and key for that time as well? It must be something that's kind of like old technology, new technology. So I'm wondering when you wrote, you know, like so Kun Jae, you know, like when someone write that, what they mean by that. that's an interesting.
Oh, I mean, oh, you mean that the meaning behind this, right?
Yeah.
Talking about elephants and people fighting on the elephant backs, or are we talking about like modernized culture and turn of the century 1920s right now? So it really depends on when Kun Tang Kun Pan was written, right? And written by whom and trying to refer to what period too.
Uh,
So
and
picture-
why do they write in this, right?
right, exactly. So
Yeah.
I find it very interesting.
I have to mention more about Kun Chak Kun Pan because I think the Kun Chak Kun Pan storyline is very like it's Thai contemporary storyline for me because it's talking about like a girl who have two relationship with two men, which is like it's beyond the modern nights because modern nights make things monogamy. You have to haveผัวเดียวเมียเดียว you have to have one wife, one husband. You have to commitment with the two sex from male and female. This is the law from the modern nights. And this kind of novel, Kun Chak Kun Pan, is challenging to the localness through the modernized thing. And if you back to the period, like 100 years ago, it could be 1920s. 1920s is the day that we just finished the World War One. The First World War was finished, right? We all have to have like a nationalism. We have to have a nations. So that period is become like we have to change the Thai Rong to the Thai flag. No, not Thai, but Siam flag. And that period, like I think the interesting thing about this poem and in this novel is they metaphoric the change and the key to the something that not just something that you lock the treasure, but it lock your mind, lock your heart, or something that about the black magic, and it reference to that kind of thing. I think it's very nice to study more on this Thai novel. I think it's pretty. You just read interesting idea about the locking door, locking keys. Sorry. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else, Tim?
Yeah. I will go to my lock keys now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just an introduction.
I mean, my lock key it's 40 years ago. The company is 40 years ago, but this
just
lock
40
key,
years ago.
just only 40 years ago. And but this lock keys, I mean, I think it's just produced like I think less than 10 years ago. So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty modern. But this, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can click. No. I can click.
Oh yes, here we go.
Can you hear it?
No, you have to share your computers.
Okay,
audio.
then. Okay, I will skip to that.
You can just show us the visual and we can probably guess it. You can narrate.
Okay, I will explain to you.
Yeah.
They will use a stick of wood like this into their house, right? This is one kind of lock that lower people, poorer people, that they will build their house. But I think this is a pretty good rich already because they have many woods. If they're really poor, there won't be like this much of wood in their house.
It looks like a storefront, like kind of like you see the sign at the top. See?
Yeah, yes, it is a store.
Like a shop house kind of.
Yes. Like a mini mart. Right at that time. And yeah, they will have the locked, right? And they will use this of the long, tall wood stick to put and full of this here. Oh, wow. Like this, okay. See it? Yes. And then the lock will be on the top here, on the beam, yes. Like this, okay.
Oh wow.
So basically I'm not sure how it's work, but they have another piece of this wood
Uh-huh.
and then they will insert into that gap.
Yeah.
So this big piece of wood cannot be removed. So they have to lock in here.
Yeah.
Show you the video. Okay.
So they just press it in as a way to lock, maybe?
Yes.
That's such
Too
beautiful
slow. Yeah, here. Okay.
architectural.
Okay, can you see? Can you see?
Yeah.
Like that. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they will hit it by another piece of wood.
I think it's pretty nice because you will be locked with your own treasure.
Inside.
Yeah, you will lock inside. You can lock it when you get inside of this space, right?
Yeah. So where?
And then they will make sure that it's really locked.
Yeah. Where in the world is this?
The what?
What's the name of the store?
Wait.
One or something like that. But like where in Thailand is this?
Yeah. Which area? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
one. Okay.
Oh wow.
But this is some way. But before that, I think that they would use just a rope. Just tie the rope into their door, something like that, and a knot into a nail, something like that. That's pretty much that my own family house.
Oh.
My grandma house. Yes, they was just only use the rope and tied it with the nail, something like that. Just only that.
But it worked, right? It works.
It just work for not when the winds come, right? The door won't open, and then we won't get cold at the night. Just only that. We don't mean to protect any treasure in our house. So this is very high already, I think, for me, because my own house, right? I just only rope, a tiny rope. If neighbor come, you can untie it and open.
Yeah. But I think the way that she just roll the thing and nail it just make people to know this is owned by someone. They just represent the ownership. They don't need to lock it, right? Interesting. And you have anything else to present more on this?
No. I will just skip to this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
For this one, actually, this technology this company was created around 40 years ago, and I found the pictures here around 40 years ago, just to remind all of you how it looked like in 40 years ago. And but this lock is not produced from 40 years ago. From 40 years ago, there are some more collective of this company that you can see. I think they won't show anymore, but yeah, in 40 years ago, the lock won't be look like this. But for this one, it's already developed from a technology from Western, from entire of the world,
Nice.
Yes, so we can have this, and then as I say, I think the one idea, it's still in my mind that the lock it won't be changed much in terms of the system inside, just the decoration. But this one is very modern, as you can see. From long time ago, you can see that there are some shape of curve. I didn't have the picture here, but this is very modern. This is like very box and circle and square geometric, something like that, as you can see. And I think this is pretty much like in the period time now. Mm.
That's it, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim. You raised many interesting topic to me, but I have three things to mention more, and I think you have to study more on this. The first one is the details of the key. You have to see it as a tangible things, right? The key, as you mentioned, is become like when the Egypt period of time. Can you back to that slide? The Egypt,
Yes.
the Egypt locking things.
Uh-huh.
This one, next one. Yeah, this one. I think this is pretty nice to represent things that we try to lock things. But when we think about locking thing, we're thinking about the measurement of the body. As you can see, this structure, this detail is remind me of the body of human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think so? It's
Yes.
metaphoric of the body of the human, for sure. As you can see, like why they have like 5 vertical lines, and the beam and the thing is structure of the body of human. I think the concept of locking things, it become from the organic thing first. It become from the human, animals. They try to understand the mechanic behind us to make things functional. And I think the detail of the locking doors is pretty interesting to make things visually as something that they have a joy and a gap from our body, and they inspire it as the wooden technology, and then they change it to the metal, to the steel, to the something that they can clean it up. There's something that's stronger, and I think and if you understand it more, you will understand why they have the master keys and the small key, which is the key that you chose as the locking door. It reminds me much about sex organ.
What?
Sex organ.
You know what I
Oh,
mean? Sex
okay, okay.
organ. Sex organ. Dick and pussy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is all the human body. And I think you raise up very interesting idea from Egypt, and then it was visualized to more modernized. But the main concept is still something that they lock from two things, and it inspired from the human body for sure. And then it's packaging with the mechanical things and things that you can understand more. I think this is very interesting idea that you raise up from Egypt, and then you drive through to the modern keys. And the second topic that I very interesting is what is the function of the locking keys? So what is the value of your life? What is the value of your properties? If you have to lock, if you have just one key, what will you lock on or up in your place? Room, locking
I will
money.
lock. For me, I will lock my own properties.
Yeah, that concept I think is beyond, right? Because at first it's lock the treasure, something that's just an object. But when we come to like properties mean valuable, property means money. We have to lock an area. So they adapted from the locking key to the locking doors to dividing an areas. And the case that you just shows up is the local shop house was customized their own locking doors and locking from the element of the architectures. I think that concept is very interesting because not just the object or not just the product that they sell is valuable. That means their life. That means their area is value. It's a treasure. So they have to lock to no one can access. I think this concept, why our life have to lock something. The concept of the public and private, right? We're talking about public and private for a long time right now, and we're talking about like be watched. What do you feel like you are in private, or you feel like this is privacy, or this is publicity? What make you feel like this? So that thought make you to lock something for sure. Like in our house, we have to have fencing to dividing our area. This is our property. You have to lock the main door of the house. You have to lock your own bedroom. You have to lock the your own properties. Like maybe you have to lock something fantasy in your own bedroom or something. Even right now, we have to lock something, but in digital way, with the passwords, with the face detections or something. I think the locking is the key to understand the Thai contemporary till now. And the last topic, I think, is very fun because now you mentioned about the architecture. They change. So that's why the keys need to be a part of the privacy thing. Right? If you think about that, the local house become as a modern house. The moderns, they have many plates, they have many fencing, they have many doors to dividing area. An area have its own function, and the function means value. So they have to lock some door to protect something that they think is value. Like you cannot entrance to the teacher rooms, you cannot to entrance to the storage thing or the control room or something that is the brain of the building. You cannot entrance of it. I think the architecture have also that idea as well. And that's it that I want to talk about your project. It's really nice to raise up this idea. Thank you, Tim.
I think
Thank you so much.
I think Tim did a great job diving into multiple aspects of the lock and key. And I feel like there's so much more that we can all learn about lock and key, especially how it comes into Thailand and things like that. So it would be not fair to expect, so many like different wide range of topic. I think one thing that we can all get better. I think myself as well, but also Ryu and Tim, I think the way you lay out your slides, if you can be more specific on, like think of like when you're telling a story, right? Like when you kind of want to give it a little bit of an arc, like what am I going to talk about, and how do you kind of like end the presentation and things like that. Right now it feels like, oh, it's so interesting here, it's so interesting here, it's so interesting here. It's like there's so many different nodes, and I think I'm interested in how we bring those nodes together in a way that makes a compelling story, because we can geek out about a particular thing, at any point. So if you have some form of structure around your storytelling, I think it would be, your presentation would be even more captivating, because I think all of us, we have passion for, this is so interesting. Wow, like where did it come from? And the naming and this and that. But it takes a little bit of this extra work to kind of organize it in a way that that becomes like, when you need to present it to clients or something like that, then the client can like, oh, I'm following you, like that sort of. Cool.
I think it's very good point that Ajahn Purin just mentioned. You cannot go wider. You have to go deeper, and then that will attract your customer like, oh, I love you, but I just love you like this. No, I love you. I'm crush on you and deeply love you. You got me, right? I think you have to study in depth to understand the point of view that you want to see. Not just the surface.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think Tim did go deep. Wide and deep are both good, so it's good to do both, right? But like once you go deep, like go with almost like I'm trying to make a point here, and eventually, something like this will become your thesis. Like I have a theory about, I go so deep about something that I start to form my own theory about lock and key in 19 79 or something, you know, like it's
Yeah.
going to be that level of depth that you need to get to, especially when you're like a PhD student or something like that. So, but yeah, really, this is really great. I love the passion that's coming through and the amount of research you've done. So
Yeah, keep on working.
Yeah.
Okay, and do we have next student to present? 611715006. Who are you?
Mark?
Mark, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. Hello,
Mhm.
Mr. Mark.
you're going to have to show your face too.
Yeah,
Okay, just for a minute.
you sound so sleepy. Are you all right, Mark? Are you
I'm
Get-
I'm okay, but I just got a little situation.
okay? I hope you guys survive with this COVID pandemic. The news was so annoying, but we have to take care of ourselves. Don't be panic, but just beware.
The
Yes.
news is a virus itself.
Yeah, right. It's toxic every day when we just open the Facebook or open the television. It's all toxic already. Mark, are you all right? Can you open your cameras and start presentation? Your own study. Okay, I see you now, Mark. And you were gone again. Get some drink. Okay. You mean me? Or you are going to get some drink? You didn't send this to Mark, right? Okay.
You did you see the screen?
I did.
We
I saw your face.
Well,
Okay.
you have to share your something, right? Your presentation. I couldn't see your presentation now, but I saw your face.
Okay. Did you see it yet?
No.
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 Achan Puwa, it looks like nighttime wherever you are.
Oh, I'm in my room, but my room have like this. I open.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just make the room more cozy.
All right.
I just trick myself.
It looks like you're in America or something, because whenever normally I have Zoom calls with my students in the US, they always like, you know, it's always at nighttime there, and I'm like, it's Chiang Mai time wherever you are, but how does it look like you're in the other side of the world?
I'm quite weird person that paint my room black, right?
Mm,
It's like
yeah.
I should change the colors to another colors, maybe gold.
Don't change. Just be yourself. I think we're all
But
doing.
but your room is pretty nice as well as I put it. Like it's look wide with the balcony with the big window.